This video is on Evariste Galois and his life. He was born to Nicolas Gabriel Gaulois and to his mother Adeline Marie Damante. He was born the 25th of October 1811 in Bourg-la-Reine, French Empire. He was educated by his mother till he was 12 years old, and she taught him Greek, Latin, and religion. His father was very important in this time. He was elected mayor, and the first school he attended was the Lycée of Louis Le Grand in October 1823. One of his first math teachers said, "Intelligence marked progress, but not enough method." Math began to take hold of his mind when he was 15, and he read a copy of Elements de Geometry. He felt like this book was like reading an everyday novel, and so he continued reading more books. And one of those papers he read was from Joseph Louis Lagrange. As he continued his education, he tried to attend École Polytechnique in 1828, but failed the test. This forced him to go to the school called École Normale, and his first paper that he wrote there was on continued fractions. He submitted 2 more papers that year to the Académie des Sciences as well. But once again, he tried to attend École Polytechnique school. He took the test and failed. The reasoning behind this one is a little more difficult because his father committed suicide from a political scandal 2 weeks earlier. So he went back to École Normale and took the baccalaureate examination and passed on the 29th of December 1829. He was able to publish 3 papers in 1830. The first one laid the foundation of his most important work. The second was on numerical resolution of equations, and the last one was on number theory, specifically the concept of a finite field. In 1831, he was arrested for a proposal toast against the life of King Louis Philip because he had a dagger in his hand. He again was put into prison because he dressed up in the uniforms of the Hispanic artillery, which was against the law, and so he was placed in prison for 6 months. While he was in prison, Simon Poussin asked him for his work, and so he continued gathering his mathematical ideas and submitted to him. Poussin said that his work was incomprehensible and that it wouldn't be worth anything. So he continued working. One night, before a fateful duel, he gathered his work and wrote a paper and a letter to his brother, putting all of his ideas together on number theory. This work was not published until 1843, when Louisville reviewed his manuscript and declared it sound. His theory in this paper allowed for you to determine for any polynomial equation whether it has a solution by radicals. Sadly, during this duel, Evariste was shot in the abdomen and killed. We don't know exactly why this duel happened. Some believe it was for political stance and some say it was for love. But he was left to die in the streets and died the 31st of May, 1832. It was on the streets of France, and he was buried 3 days later in Bourg-la-Reine, France.